All right. So I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait until season one was at least at its third episode, and at the time of making this video, we are about to get our third episode. So right now, I've only seen episode one and two, but I will say without a doubt that I called it. First of all, I called that Noblesse was getting an anime adaptation. You can go back to that video and remember that I said that shit. I said that Noblesse was getting an anime, and not a lot of people believed me. So, hopefully, that means that I must have a fucking calling to this, and that a lot of other animes that I cover are getting another season, because that would be perfect. I would love that shit. So, Tower of God. Let's talk Tower of God. I didn't care about it that much until they announced the anime adaptation. Luckily, it was right next to Noblesse. They announced them both at the same time, so that goes to show that they are going to get adapted around the same time. So Noblesse probably coming out in the summer, or maybe later on, maybe like fall. I'll say fall. And Tower of God is airing right now. I don't know if they're going to air everything, considering the pandemic going on, or if they're going to stop. I hope they just do everything, because a lot of people are home. A lot of people want to watch shit. So that's like their best bet at this point. This is the best case scenario for people to watch your shit, because they're bored, they ain't doing anything, they're probably gonna watch it. So Tower of God, I'm caught up with the webtoon. I've read up to the webtoon to get ready for the anime, and I can say I really do like Tower of God as much as I like Noblesse. So they're equal, and the thing as a fan is that I know the flaws. I know there are a lot of flaws in Tower of God, and I know there are a lot of flaws in fucking Noblesse. I don't like that there's like a villain of the arc, and Noblesse just like one-shots them. At least that's what it felt like in Noblesse. And in Tower of God, it's kind of the same thing, except there's more shit going on. But I really do enjoy the story, the overarching story of Tower of God. The action, at least in the webtoon, looks very good. You know, it's a big improvement, especially when you're working down from season 1 to season 3. This man has improved his drawing exponentially. Like it turned from shit to like gold. Like he turned shit into gold. But I'm not really understanding why Tower of God is getting so much hate at the same time. At the same time, I do. So I wanted to talk about the gripes that people have, the Tower of God fans, and I have to say fans in quotation marks, because these people are fucking sharks. You say like one good thing about that anime, and they will seek you out and be like, well, no, that's not it. This is why, like blah blah blah. It's shit, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, we all have our opinions. I'm not saying that you're wrong, because I can see where you're coming from. But let me tell you why I think it's good. For example, them cutting out certain scenes for the facilitation of season 1, like putting all of season 1 in one season, which is like 73, 76 chapters. I think it's a good thing, because if it was like 24 episodes of just the first season, we would be bored out of our minds. And they're thinking about the general audience, like not just people that are reading shit. Like it's a lot different reading shit compared to watching it happen. So luckily, with certain anime, it's not that hard to do. But with Tower of God, at least with season 1, yeah, it is fucking hard. So there are even times where I have just kind of like skip scrolled through some shit. I was just like, okay, don't really care about this too much. Okay, now I get to the good stuff. Cool. So that's how I read some of season 1, and I know that a lot of people are gonna get mad at me for that, but it's just it got a little boring. So what I'm saying is, they want to keep the audience entertained, and they want to build that audience so that season 2 happens, and that when season 2 happens, they're not up a fucking creek without a paddle. So that's my argument for that. The other argument is the animation. The animation looks shit, apparently. It looks very bad. And to that, I just have to say, I hope you're enjoying One Punch Man, season 2, because that animation was pretty trash, but a lot of people still like that. So, in my opinion, Tower of God looks a lot better than One Punch Man. Season 2, not season 1. Let's be honest here. Season 1 was fucking godsend compared to season 2. But it's very interesting that people are talking about the animation, because I think this is the same gripe that happened with Mob Psycho, if you remember, that a lot of people didn't like the animation that much because it was a little rough and it actually turned some people off. But Mob Psycho ended up being a lot better, like, anime-wise, than One Punch Man. Like, it's just, I enjoy Mob Psycho a lot more. And I know I'm not the only one. I don't think it's the majority, but I know I'm not the only one that thinks that. That's like, Mob Psycho is just a better story than One Punch Man. Especially with One Punch Man, like, going more down the line. So, that's my argument for that. I don't really mind that it's 13 episodes. I just hope that when season 2 comes around, season 2 and season 3 are going to be the big contenders. Like, that's really where you got to worry about. Season 1, no. Season 1's the primer, okay? Season 2, you can't fuck that up. Like, you have to do 24 episodes a core. So it has to be 24 for the 6 months, or maybe the 4 months, and then 24 for another, because it's way too big to do in just 24 or 26. You're gonna skip a lot of shit. So if you do like that, I think they might be fine. But if they do 24 episodes, it's not gonna work. It's just not. You can't cram that many chapters in there. That I will agree with people on, where it's like, no. But season 1, 73 chapters, 76 chapters. That's not much compared to, especially since some of those chapters were short too. Now, one gripe I'll have about Tower of God, because I'm not going to talk all positives here, as much as I'm like, Tower of God. The opening visuals, I will say, are trash. I'll say they're trash, because they are. How are you going to do an anime and have the opening, and instead of having the credits play with the opening, you're going to have a black screen? Now, that black screen wouldn't be as much of a problem to me if it wasn't as frequent in that opening. Now it goes boom, 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 black screen, black screen, black screen. It's like you can't, I can't even like enjoy the opening for what it is, because those black screens is like bam, 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 bam. It's like, I get it. You want to credit your people, but this is not the way to do it. Okay? Like, you can do it with the opening. Like, they're not a separate thing. And the fact that they made it separate kind of pissed me off. So, that's one thing that I just really didn't like. The opening itself, it sounds good. I know it's got a Korean version and supposedly an English version. We haven't heard that. Meaning that we're going to get a Korean dub, we're going to get an English dub. Which, I think that if the English dub is good, like if it's actually like pretty fucking good, I'll probably get on that. Because the Japanese voice for Bam, I have to say, is okay. It's not what I imagined, but I guess I'll have to watch more episodes to get used to it. I don't know how he sounds in Korean, but if he sounds like how I think he's gonna sound in English dub, he might be more tolerable there. But what else? There was one other thing that like I was just like, I couldn't really understand. If I remember it, I'll probably put it in the description or something like that. But all in all, the thing about Tower of God that a lot of people are missing is that this is an adaptation. This is meant to not only promote the webtoon but also broaden like the audience. No one in like my friend base knows what the fuck Tower of God is. It's only me. So the fact that it's getting an anime means that a lot more people are gonna watch that shit and then they're gonna read the webtoons. So that's gonna be nice, but I also want the anime to do good. I want it to do good so we can get a second season. And then we can start seeing that good shit. Now, if it ends up happening that the animation is so bad that like they can't even do the fights, then that's gonna be a problem. From what we've seen in episode 2, at least for the little squabbles that they got, they seem to have it jam packed down. So I think we'll be fine in that regard. But yeah, that's really all I can say about Tower of God. I will give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I'm not gonna say it's like a 10 out of 10 because, you know, like I said, I think they're equal. Like Noblesse and Tower of God are like 8s. I really enjoy them though. I never have given like anything a 10 out of 10 because I don't believe anything's perfect. I think they're near perfect, but not perfect enough. Like there's always like ground to do better. So yeah, any closing thoughts, guys? I encourage comments, I encourage likes, you know, dislikes too, I guess, because I know I'm gonna get some with my comments. But yeah, I'll try to make more videos coming down, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.